So today I'll be doing a review on these N-scale Etsy crossing gates, or crossing cantilevers. They're very nicely detailed. First thing you want to do is you want to remove these from the spool, or whatever you want to call this. Okay, so what I want to mention for when you take these off the things, you can either use your hobby knife or you can use scissors. Both of these work very well. In fact, I think you can even go with safety scissors if you want to cut these out. Just do be very careful, especially around the crossing lights, the little crossbuck and stuff, and all this detail here. This is very detailed. I really like these. Quick to mention, if you ever break anything on here, there are several that come with it. These came broken with a broken crossbuck, and these already have been taken out of the thing. So yeah, but other than the crossbuck, it looks alright. It looks fine. Okay, I did not notice this, but they actually brought in I actually received a pair of these crossing gates. I already have these I bought these last year, but yeah, this will be good to use on the N-scale layout, or even for other dioramas. So it's nice to have another pair of these, especially the older, or the ones I got last year, were like a clear plastic color. They weren't like this with gray. So I have no idea with what type of filament they use, or what type of resin they're using, I guess, because I believe these would be resin printers. I'm just seeing with how it looks and stuff. But also, the other thing I noticed is, unlike the last one, which had 4 of these and 4 of these with the crossbucks on the back, it's actually in a different style. They're actually on right lane sides. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Alrighty, so here's what it looks like. It's very cool to see. So yeah, I mean, they did a fantastic amount of detail on this. And there's 2 lights here and stuff. Nice flowing crossbuck. I kind of wish they also had lights down here. But yeah, it's fine and stuff, and I really do like it. It even has backlights too. You can see that there. I can't tell if my camera's focusing on this, so yeah. There we are. It even has a smaller bell. The last one that I got, where is it at? These have teardrop bells on them. So that's a very nice addition to them. And plus they also come with relay bungalows, so I guess that's probably one of the reasons why they came with this. So yeah. So here is one of the dioramas that I will probably be putting two of these on. One will be here, the other one will be over here. And this is really nice because you can kind of see how it will be looking when I do, or when these will be applied onto the layout and stuff. Now this is not my main layout. That was last video that I posted, unless there's another rail fanning channel. The last video I posted on YouTube was just was yesterday, so I don't know when this will be coming out. So it might be delayed, it might not be, who knows. But yeah, I'm excited because this will look very nice to have stuff. And I'm very shocked it's amazing the amount of detail and seeing that this is all 3D printed and stuff. It's kind of nice that they're coming into the modeling scales, and especially for N scale. This is nice. This is good quality and stuff. Or maybe, I mean, it does feel kind of a little bit rubbery and stuff, and there's a little bit of stickiness, but other than that, I mean, they're pretty good. They look nice. Okay, finally my crossing decides, or my phone decided to focus on this. A quick warning before buying these, do not buy these during the springtime or summertime. Buy these during, like, beginning of fall, beginning of winter, somewhere around there. Because here in northeastern Indiana, it is like between 80 and 90 degrees, so I cannot get this gate off of here. Because up here it's kind of hot. I'm not going to say that up there anyways, the little wind guard. And then it's kind of broken down here. It is like kind of sticky stuff. So do be careful before buying these. Thankfully though, these are fine. And plus I ordered these last year, so I can show you the ones that I was able to get painted up and use. So yeah, I really do like this style of gate. And good news, I believe these are around, the poles are around the exact same size. So if you very well want to do like a crossing gate on here, you could probably do that. So yeah. The unfortunate thing is, until I can wait for wintertime or something, I don't think I'll be using this one. And plus, it's too far down here. This little thing should be up there. A quick thing before you get these gates, these gates are supposed to be glued in a certain position, either in the up position or in the down position. These do not raise or lower. These are LED ready, but these are not able to be raised or lower. However, if you keep some of these around, I'd imagine you could easily make these work if the guy who was printing them, or if you had a small Dremel, you drilled through this hole but have the gate up here, you drilled it all the way through there and took one of these and shoved it right in there, you could probably have it so this thing would raise and lower. But yeah. These could be operationable if the guy would actually make a hole through that. That's the size of one of those things. And you could probably glue it on either ends or something. So yeah. So that's what's going on with this. One of the grade crossings I'm using these cantilevers for is based off of one of them at Garrett. One of the crossings in Garrett. And it has a cantilever like this. And so I have this. I even saved the crossing gate from one of the railroad crossings that broke. And so once after the gate mechanism dry, is then I'm going to try assembling this on, attaching it, gluing it and stuff. This will be in the down position. Now if I use the other gate, let me switch hands real quick. If we take this, kind of try and put it in. Oops. Yeah, I'm not really good at this with one hand. kind of tell how this will look. So yeah, if it was going to be in the opposition. So yeah, have the striping in the correct pattern of that gate. This gate here would be on the northern side, I believe. And here's one for the southern gate. Here, because you can tell this is rectangled. And this one over here, oops, is pointing downward towards the gate mechanism. I'm referring to when these are in the opposition, you can see where the points are on the top. These are pointing downward. Now, I am modeling my rail fanning spot railroad crossing, and here's what the gates look like. Here's what one of them looks like, and I'm dating it back to 2013. So you can kind of see, it's kind of bluish, but it's a white emergency contact info. And how the stripes are, they're pointing upward. This is my favorite way of having the gates stripes, is it looks like it's pointing upward. It's not, in the modern day, they're pointing backwards. I don't know why, and I know these are the gates they have now were the original gates, except for the northern gate. That was replaced to be more of like a rectangle gates. So it looks like that now on the northern side. This is the southern side gate, and here's the one for the northern side. Once again, it's hard to tell on this one, but it is upward pointing, but with the other stripe downward pointing. And that was just how it was at my railroad crossing. So yeah. Anyways, alright, so here's what these look like after painted. It is a little bit tricky getting up here to this part here, but I do like how these turned out. Now, you can use decals for these, but I decided to just go with a pen and just draw where they would be, or where the words would be for railroad crossing. These up here have 2-track signs and emergency contact infos. I'm not going to add those onto these, at least not yet. You could probably do that if you wanted to use like these and just go in there and down here, because that's where those would have been, or that's how it is there. So yeah. And the crossbucks I took off of the crossings. One of them had a broken crossbuck. I've decided to use that for a scene on my layout for an abandoned railroad crossing, which here in Indiana and all over the United States, there's a ton of those around there. So yeah. Anyway, so this is what I got so far with it. Alright, so here's what they look like installed. This is a very small diorama I made. I don't know what road this is, but I have a Conrail GP38-2. I will be decaling it up sometime in the future. And you can see how the crossings look when they are installed. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah. This crossing, I'll probably put a photo of what it looks like in the video. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Now, I did not glue these gates. In fact, I tried having it so these can go up and stuff, and they kind of work. They are a little bit tricky to mess with, but yeah, there it goes. Okay, whatever. I'll leave it that way. This is what it is. And by the way, for anybody who's watching this who has, hang on. There we are. Alright. Anybody who has crossing or and Atlas railroad ties, you can use these as your grid crossing pieces. And I just took some cardboard, or you can use foam, cardboard, paper, whatever you want, maybe even plaster, and put them between the tracks. This is N gauge, by the way, so This is pretty small, but it works fine. It looks good. It looks like a proper wooden grade crossing, even though the real railroad crossing would have a rubber grade now. Yeah. So yeah, this is what they look like when installed. Again, these are not glued. The real ones, these ones right here, these are glued. These are glued to the thing, so the gates won't raise or lower. They will just stay in the down position. But these were the attempts that I made to try and get it so it would at least work. And that's not in the proper position. Yeah, there. So yep, that's what it looks like. Alright, so good news is I was able to salvage the crossing gates themselves. One of these, I can't tell on camera which one it was. I believe it would have been this one. It did break, but I was able to glue it back on. So that's good. I have the crossing gates here. I was able to get those off. With my hobby knife, I was able to cut them off, so thank goodness I was able to salvage these. And also, this is one of them that I would use for parts. This is the last order of these. These are the same crossing signals. And so, yeah, this was clear. And it's actually amazing that they came out with gray this time around. So, it's nice to know that I now have some gray ones already. And, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. And, yeah, it looks good. Also, whenever you have a broken gate, keep the gate arm piece, as you can take these two and glue them together, and you can have a very nice, what will look like extension pieces on a crossing gate. So I was able to save this one. There's another one in the bin, in this bin there. So that's what we got so far. So I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. These are easy. These you just gotta have them glued on and stick together, and then later on you can paint these and stuff. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. And I got another relay bungalow here. So yeah, I had when I ordered these, I received a bunch of these. So if you ever buy the gates, make sure you also buy the cantilevers, because in that way you can have plenty of crossings to add these on, because there's about 2 per signal. So yeah, so do keep that in mind. Now when you buy the crossing signals, you may receive a letter. It's coming from the guy who makes these. Their website is 3drailroad.com, so you can go to that website. That's their web page, at least. And they make very good models too. The guy who makes them, his name is Adam. I'm not going to say his last name for privacy reasons. For painting, here's the painting suggestions. It says to use a good primer. Now, I did not use primer for any of my stuff. I just put the paint on and the paint works fine. And then for paint, it says you can use any craft paint or model paint, I guess, or any good acrylics, so that's what you can do. It does say use a gloss coat afterwards, but I've never really had to do that. The paint still is sticking there, and I've owned them for over a year. Or at least the gates I have. The cantilevers I haven't. Those are new to me. Anyways, so yeah, there's more stuff that is coming out this year. By this winter, there's more stuff they say that's going to be coming out. Stuff. If you have an item that's missing or damaged or something, you can send an email to the guy at 3drailroad@gmail.com. You can go there and stuff. You can type in your email or any suggestions for anything new. Feel free to put them in. So yeah, it does say if there's stickiness on the model. This is what I was kind of worried about. It says do not worry, the models are completely cured and stuff, and the plastic that they are using is resin printed. Now, I'm more of a fan of the filament printers, but resin probably works the best for N-scale model trains. So, yeah. Anyways, Adam, you've done a very good job with the models. They work fantastic. They look fantastic. They work very well, and I like the looks. You've done a good job with them. So yeah. Now on to paint stuff. The type of paint that I use is this apple barrel acrylic paint. This is primary blue, which would be used for the emergency contact info signs. Candy apple, aka Canadian Pacific, would be used for the crossing gates. Black would be used for the crossing lights, or for an inverted crossbuck. White for the crossbuck and the gate, and timeless gray for the mast. If you want to be realistic, use silver. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video on these N-scale Etsy crossing gates and cantilevers. I really like the detail that the guy did on these. I really enjoy these. I can't wait to install these on my main N-scale layouts, and I will be having these on other dioramas. So I'm very excited about these. Do check these out on Etsy. You can go online and go through there and find these. These are pretty good. These are pretty realistic. These are the two variants that I got here. There's another one that would have these lights, a crossbuck, but there would be two of these lights. There's another variant out there, and I'm pretty excited to see more from what the guy will be putting out this year. So yeah, please leave a like if you like this video, comment if you have any questions, and yeah, thank you for watching.